last night I had a dream about my ex-boyfriend that died in addiction. And I don't know if it's the time of year, because the veil is thinner, or if it's because of my medications that I'm on right now. But it was hard to wake up this morning because it was like I was in a different place. Like it was so strange. So to give some background, my ex and I were together right before I got sober. Like right up until like a month before. And I had made the decision that I was going to quit. I didn't know how I was going to quit, but my using actually, like, he couldn't handle it because the level of it was just too. I would just spend hours trying to get a hit, sticking myself with syringes, and he was like, this is not a relationship. Like, I can't handle it. So when I got sober for like a year, we were in communication, and he would tell me, we would talk, and he would say, well, I'm going to get sober. I'm going to, try to change my life. And a bunch of different times, he would go to jail, and we'd say, and within like, 2 seconds of him getting out of jail, he would be using. And finally, at a certain point, I was just like, I have to move on with my life. Like, not that I was completely like, I was just kind of, I wouldn't say I was waiting for him, but I was just kind of like, well, we'll see what happens. And I moved on with my life, and then he did get sober. He got sober for a very short period of time, for like 6 months. And I ran into him, and we had this like very long talk. And after that, it was 8 to 10 years of hospitals calling me, rehab facilities calling me. I don't mean rehab like a rehab. Well, no, a rehab did call me about him, but he at one point he got some kind of bacterial infection that only a few hundred people in the United States get a year, to where he was like paralyzed and partially blind at one point. Like, then he ended up on dialysis. Like, it was horrible, horrible things that happened to him. And then he ended up dying. But we were very, we were very close in a lot of ways. But there was just nothing I could do. I would try to help him. I would talk to these social workers and these rehabs and stuff for him. And he ended up, he literally lay down in the street and died. I mean, that's because he was so sick. He had been so sick. So seeing him like I remembered him, it was just like, I had trouble waking up. So that's really like shook